Hello. So we're going to be getting going on day 32 of blueprints. I don't really want to rush through today, but I do have a hard stop in a couple hours. So I won't, I'll try to avoid things that are super meticulous, like deprioritize routes of investigation that are super meticulous. And a couple goals I have for today are I still need to visit the patio and the office, which are checked corner rooms, because I have a clue that says that lowercase words and notes in those rooms are part of a larger message. So I want to draft the patio and the office if at all possible. I also, I forgot I had an extra 20 steps. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to use all those steps today, but regardless. And then I also bought some books, and so I do definitely want to visit the library, but I'd like to get a magnifying glass before I visit the library, if at all possible. I've basically figured out that I can read the books, and that's great, but sometimes I need the magnifying glass to really pull out all the clues. Plus, I want to look at the stamp with the magnifying glass. Alrighty, so our allowance is now 9. We've got an extra 20 steps because we drafted the sauna yesterday. We have the 2 gems because we unearthed the gemstone cavern on days previous. We're going to select our outbuilding. Hovel is really good for today. I mean, schoolhouse would normally be great because I like classroom information, but I don't think I have the time necessarily to do classrooms today. Hovel, however, because I have a lot of extra steps today, Hovel makes a lot of sense, because then we can just burn those extra steps on special rooms and not have to worry about try and pick up gems all the time. We just have to worry about keys. Tomb would allow us to get a bunch of money by doing dead-end rooms, but because I bought a bunch of books, I don't necessarily need a lot of money today. I mean, I need some, but to get a magnifying glass, but I don't necessarily need a lot. So we're going to do the hovel. Again, just because I have the 20 extra steps, so that is a way to take advantage of the fact that I have 20 extra steps. Yada yada. I've looked at that note before. Okay, so a question is, should I go down before I even enter the house? Should I go down and open up the room 46? And you know what? I'm thinking, why not? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, why not? We could do that. So in order to do that, we just need to come down here. I'm not necessarily going to prioritize getting to the antechamber and getting room 46, but it is something that I've already found room 46 on day 29, but I want to revisit it in case on second visit it gives information that we didn't get on the first time we discovered it, right? Because the first time we discovered it showed us credits, and that was great, and showed us a cut sequence and some credits, and that was great. But what it didn't do was actually give us a room to explore with clues and stuff. So that's what I'm hoping the next time I visit room 46, which the lever to open up the door to room 46 in the antechamber is at the end of this passage here. But I'm hoping the next time I visit room 46, instead of the cutscene and credits, it will actually have a room with clues. I say it's a hope. I just mean it's a possibility that I want to, check on, so I'm not missing obvious clues that I would have access to. So we're opening that, in eclipse moon door in the antechamber, so that if we do get to the antechamber today, because it happens sometimes almost by accident, that we won't have to detour to come down here. This will have already been done. Might be a waste of steps, but it's not that many steps, I don't think. To spend versus like if we get to a point in the house and we get to, I can get to the antechamber, but now I've got to backtrack through the entire house and go outside and then backtrack back through the entire house, then that's far greater of a detour at that time, right? So it's less of a detour to just do it now in cases. That's the thinking. I pulled the minecart back because the best place for the minecart to be is where I just left it, where I can access from the other side, because minecart can only be moved from this side. And I can always, when I come down the well to get to the underground, I can always just momentarily shove it out of the way like I did to gain access. But then I have to remember to put it back so that it don't block my access when coming down from the foundation. And that minecart kind of stays where I leave it because it's not a reset part of the house. It's in the underground where things don't really reset. Okay. So that was a lot of words, and I'm talking fast, but I think you understood me. Alrighty, let's start over here. Hallway with a key is good. Get said key. I also, a friend of mine told me, hey, next time I'm in the drawing room, pay attention to all those pictures, which basically means I'm going to take screenshots of all those pictures. I'm going to take the commissary. I started with 9 coin. If there's a magnifying glass, I ought to be able to afford it. Right? So, we'll see. Oh, it looks like it does. Magnifying glass. Perfect. So we're going to take the magnifying glass. There is a sledgehammer available today. I'll keep that in mind. But magnifying glass was important to me. I will want to visit the envelope in the entrance and take a screenshot of that stamp. But I don't have to backtrack to do that right this second, because I'm sure I'm going to be through there, at some point. All right. So then lets me over here and over here. It gives me a gem that I'm not necessarily using gems today because I'm using the hovel. The extra doorways isn't bad though, so there's really no downside to the den. The storeroom would dead end me, but it would give me a key and it would give me 10 coins. The gem I don't care as much about right now, but it'd give me a key and 10 coin. With the 10 coin, I'd be backtracking through the commissary anyway, and I could go ahead and pick up a sledgehammer to have on me for when Trunks, if and when Trunks appear. It's not a bad thing to do. At this point in time, dead ending here might not be the end of the world because I can come up through here to get over here, theoretically. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Because I'm right next to the commissary and I can buy a sledgehammer. That's the thinking. I can also maybe later buy some food, but I don't really think I will need the steps. As I said, I need to be a little bit spry, a little bit quick with my decisions today. So I don't really utilize bedroom strategies that would maximize the sleeping mask, and I've never found the running shoes to really be worth what I pay for them, at least at this point in time. Now, if we get to a different, like, future days and we got more of the estate outside grounds opened up or something, maybe running shoes would make a little more sense. But sledgehammer, and sledgehammer, even if we don't have trunks, is a item that is combinable in the workshop with other things to make useful stuff. So having a sledgehammer is good, you know. And we still have 7 coin. Okay. Pantry would give us 4 more coin. I don't necessarily need those coins at the moment, but we could encounter a gift shop. We could encounter a showroom. If we encounter a showroom, then yeah, we're going to want coins. Nurse's station would dead end me right here, and it's not really a benefit. Spare room would let me go up here, right? Pantry is going to let me go here, which the entrance hall lets me do anyway, but it does give me the 4 coins. I'm going to just, coins are never bad, you know, even if I don't know this second what I need the coins for today, that doesn't mean I won't need coins today. Keys, coins, and gems are the resources you generally need. Other than today, I don't really need gems. Okay. Now, here's our ish. This is an issue because I basically have to do this bedroom because the corridor is going to lead over here, but the entrance hall already leads over here. The quest bedroom would dead end me. It would give me the quest, right? If we get to the antechamber, we add 2 to our allowance, but then I'm down to 1 door, and I didn't want the day to be that short, you know? So I'm going to do the bedroom because it will let me get up here, okay? Key, I like keys. Alrighty. Security is nice. Chapel. Would take a coin. I'm willing to spend the extra steps to do the security because I'm gonna do my shenanigans with the access door settings. First of all, have I missed anything? I have not. Secondly, come down here. We're going to set the security level to low, meaning fewer access doors at the moment. If we end up getting a utility closet and turning off power, because I'm going to set the offline mode to unlocked, then I'll come back and I'll set the security level to high. But at the moment, we're going to presume that we want it low. But also what we're going to do here is we're going to log into the network, go to the lab, and start in an experiment. Because we really basically every day want an experiment. And, you know, so why wait to draft the lab? Basically, just go ahead and do it, right? Okay, none of that's new. I discovered more powerful admin codes on day 31, which I used at Blackridge, and I just want to make sure it didn't change what electronic mail shows up, and it does not, and that's fine. So we're going to remote terminal into the lab. Yes. One reason, well, we want to do experiments for several reasons. I want to see what effect it has on radiation levels, which I might not be able to do without access to the shelter computer. But if I do if I trigger an experiment like 4 times, I think, 3 or 4 times, it might all of a sudden, you know, indicate something and unlock all doors. And that would be just good to know, right? So it's an experiment within an experiment. We're doing experiment setup, but then the other experiment is what's the result of triggering experiments on, you know, radiation and therefore unlocking doors. All right. Next 3 times we open a trunk. Well, we have a sledgehammer. Whether or not we encounter rooms with trunks, who knows? Apples we are likely to encounter. I already did the pantry. While drafting, if you draw a drawing room floor plan, so that can happen at most once today. Let's do next 3 times you open a locked trunk, because we're going to let's assume that we encounter at least one trunk. I might not, but let's hope that we do, right? So set your dice to 2. Sounds good. Because even if my dice is already more than 2, it's like, I'll know, like, not to hoard dice, right? Gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house. Right now, I think I have 1 hallway. So that would be not yet 1 key. So I think it's better to do the set my dice to 2. I don't want to lose 10 steps for 20 gold. I mean, I might later in the day figure out that would have been a good thing to do, but at the moment, having reroll dice is always good. Okay. So we're doing that. We're starting that experiment. Okay. All right. Other reason to have security is if we encounter an upgrade disk, we have some place to come and pop it in, right? So we always want at least 1 terminal in any given day. Before I come over here, and get too well, I guess I will just come over here, because eventually I'm going to probably have to... Well, then I can just come here and maybe work my way down or something. Who knows? I'll just come over here at the moment. I might do something that puts 2 trunks in the entrance hall. There was some room or some thing that does that. I forget exactly. Alrighty. I don't want to get into the closet. Spare bedroom, move me on through to here. That's fine. Then would let me go up here, but it doesn't let me go over here. Gives me a gem I don't necessarily need. I'm gonna spare bedroom. I want to get over here, essentially. No particular reason. I mean, oh, car keys. Okay. Wine cellar gives us 3 gems. I don't need the gems. This would let us move up here. This would dead end us. So I will do the chapel. However, I've drafted the chapel. I'm not going to walk into the chapel right now because it would cost me a coin. I'm just going to come back over here and explore out from the foundation a little bit. I just know that I have a doorway over here that I could utilize if I want to spend a coin to go through the chapel. But it's... The chapel itself is... I mean, I guess it could have some coins. It could have a key. It's just not generally traditionally likely to do so. All right. So parlor gives us gems. I do like the parlor puzzles. I don't necessarily need the gems. It would head us down here. And I can get up here from here. Right? Because, oh, I can't check, but I think this was not a access card door, so I think that works. Then it gets us up here and down here. So really, this is probably the better choice than the parlor. All things considered. So we'll go ahead and take the gem. I don't know if there's any use for gems. I mean, sometimes you have a blessing where you can rotate runes, but I don't have that blessing right now. So other than that, I don't know if there's any use for gems besides drafting special runes, which is not the case today because today special runes cost me extra feet. All right, I'm going to head down before I head up. I do want the reading nook because I do want the library because I do have a magnifying glass. And reading nook gives me a key. I mean, duh, I want this. Enough said. You can see this is one where I already got the lowercase word. It's beside. Or it might be, yeah, no, it's just beside. It's not having. Will not regret. Having's kind of like weird because it's not really lowercase like beside is, but it's not exactly in the same font as will not regret, right? But anyway. Oh, I did want to look at this with the magnifying glass. Okay, that much I knew. Oh, he has secrets that he will take. Sinclair has secrets that he will take to his grave. Okay. I mean, I will take... No. I think I got all that information. Okay. Like we said, I want the library. I'll come back and do the bottom corner from the entrance hall. So this is a copy of the fixed stars. And I'm going to start screenshotting. Well, I say I'm going to screenshot, but screenshot hotkey not working at the moment. There we go. I don't know why it's so finicky. Okay. So this is the library copy. We want this book. First of all, we are going to magnifying glass some things in here, right? But also, I really want my screenshot hotkey to work. I don't know why. It's like it's taking me 20 attempts. All right. Oh my word. Okay, first of all, let's make sure there aren't little numbers next to any, or little things to see hidden in text, like numbers next to words. Okay. But then, let me screenshot this. Oh my, this is annoying me. I'm wondering if there's any difference, because I already screenshotted the observatory copy of this book, but I'm wondering if there's a difference with this copy. A subtle difference, maybe, but. Because this is one of the books that was referenced in clues, in the new clue, as containing clue information. But I thought it was like referencing like page 25 or 26 or something like that. And the copy that I already screenshotted from the observatory did not have that many pages. So I'm hoping this has more pages. But we'll never get there if the freaking screenshot hotkey won't work. Okay, there are not more pages. So that's interesting. It basically looks the same, I think, as the observatory copy. But it's still good information to know that it is the same. We've got those screenshots now. Have I already examined the stamp here? Ah. Let me see if I've already got that screenshot. Yeah. I don't see it, so we're going to go ahead and try to get a screenshot of this. And this. Okay. All right. I will want a screenshot of the stamp on the envelope in the entrance hall as well. And I'll get there if I don't forget today. All right. So next time we visit the library, we need to request one of the books we don't have all the information from, like Rum and Rune or Curse of Blackbridge, but more than likely Rum and Rune. All right. Ballroom, we don't really need anymore. Greenhouse, we're not really looking for. Gallery is kind of new. I don't think we've seen the gallery before, so let's do gallery. Yeah, this is a new room, right? Yeah, and that goes in the direction we want. So, cool. A new room I haven't been in before. Good times. If you can't guess, I'm trying to take a screenshot and the Windows hotkey is not activating again. So freaking annoying. Okay. Okay, and then we've got... Oh, this is some sort of puzzle thing. I'll come back to that. And I guess there is something over here. Okay. So then we've got... And we want to come over here. And I want to screenshot this one. Yeah, I'm going to have to slow down in this room because I need to solve a puzzle here. All right. Let's take a look. So this got a... It's like mirrored. Okay, so if you mirror a P... What's going on here? Hubris, envy, lust, wrath, sloth, avarice, gluttony, infinity. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got presumably 5 letters, 6 letters, 7 letters, 8 letters. Okay. Thick. It's kind of mirrored this way a little bit. Okay, well, this is 54. This is 54. This is 54. This is 54. Okay, so this is Bavdan. Wait a minute. No, that's what I wrote. Oh, when I do the letters, it's changing what the title is. Cavdan. Okay, so what would be the title of this piece is the question. Okay, it's not something wagon. And this is 5-letter painting. Thick. 5-letter title. All right. Actual objective. Very. Very. Genuine. Okay, so genuine's not an option. Solar, sun, perspective. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the 7 deadly sins. I thought it was gonna be something like damnation or something, and there was not enough letters for damnation. But this is hard, huh? Stop. Huh. Hmm. I'll try thick, but I mean, okay, thick fits in there, but so what? I'm trying veritas, which is Latin for like truth, and genuine, and some stuff like that. But it's not giving me an A. Is it Veritas? With an E instead of an A? I thought it was Veritas with the A. Um, hmm. I really don't know. I'm gonna have to skip past the gallery for now because, as great as those treasures would be, I don't know how to solve this. I don't know what's in the treasure boxes, but I'm sure it's important, but I really don't know how to approach this puzzle. I'm not good at naming art because I'm not an artist, and they generally have stupid names. I mean, abstract art generally has like names that have like nothing to do with a literal description of what you see, which I'm not a fan of abstract. I'm not a fan of modern or abstract art. I'm really just not. More of a literalist than an impressionist individual. Torture? No, there's no U plus torture, U-R-E would be one letter short. So it's not torture. It's not damnation. It's not seven sins. It's not deadly. It's not eternal. Yeah, this gallery has stumped me. Okay, gallery has stumped me. Yes, I'll use a key. Maybe shouldn't have used a key because it could have got up over here, but regardless. Um, We are looking for patio, an office. All right. Oh, there's a metal detector over there. Huh? Yeah, we'll go get it. Nice. I don't have a shovel yet, though. Let's go over here. We did want to do the drawing room. So let's do the drawing room. And I was told that I really need to look at all the pictures. Okay. So. I really, really, really dislike the fact that my computer does not respond on the first 15 attempts to use the screenshot hotkey. Or the snippet hotkey, Windows snippet hotkey. So then we go over here. We're gonna oh, I'm seeing arrows like lengths of strides and things. That's probably the clue. Or gate, lengths of gates. Oh, if we count small gates. Come on. Let me take the freaking. Let me take the screenshot. I don't understand. If, like, either, this is what I don't understand. Either it is the correct hotkey, so therefore, if it is, just fucking work every time, or it's not the correct hotkey, so don't ever do it, and I will Google, what is the appropriate hotkey. But the fact that it does sometimes works means that it's the correct hotkey, and the fact that it won't work on the first 20 attempts of me pressing it just means that Windows is being a bitch. Excuse my language. It's just going, I don't want to. Right? Okay. Alrighty. Is that just a chandelier up there? Yeah, okay. So I think we got all the pictures from the walls and the drawing rooms. I don't know the significance yet, but my friend was like, hey, you've been going through there way too quickly. You should stop and look at the pictures. And I'm like, okay, okay. Hold your horses. Don't tell me anything more. No spoilers. All right. Let's see. From here, we do want to go over here. At some point, we have to come back over here. We don't want to code check because we don't want a dead end. I can already get into the foundation, so I don't need to connect back to here necessarily, but I do want to move over to the side. I could redraw. I am looking for specific rooms, so I will redraw once. Parlor, billiard room, neither of those are the rooms I'm looking for, but I will take billiard room. We like doing these are the puzzles we understand. I can understand the logic puzzles of the parlor, or the math puzzle of the billiard room, the art puzzle of the gallery. No clue. No clue. 3 squared is 9. 5 squared is 25. 25 minus 15 is 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. Squared is 25 minus 20 is 5. Ooh, access card. Now that we have an access card, we'll want to increase security level next time we go through the when we pass back through the security, we'll increase the security level because we have an access card that actually can, you know, open those doors for us and not have to use the keys. We like this because then we can get a great hallway. Yeah, let's do that. But I don't need to go into it just yet. Because what I need to do is come back through here and come over here and finish this off and do some other stuff over here. And we've got this doorway as well. So we're going to backtrack for the moment. I do want to come back to the gallery if I have time today. I just might not have time today. That's the sad truth of that. I may not have time today to give the gallery the full attention that it deserves, puzzle solving wise, which annoys me. Yeah, let's go ahead and I have an access card, so we're going to oh, there's a trunk somewhere that I have missed. Oops. Okay. Key card system. High. Because I have an access card, so I want more of those doors rather than key locked doors. Back. Okay. Plus, if we open the trunk, we get reroll die. So where is that trunk? That's the question. Where did I miss the trunk? I will come back through here, so let's just go ahead and go to the entrance hall. at the moment. Stick to the plan, as it were. Not the spare bedroom. The regular bedroom. Okay, go through here. And back to the entrance hall. Trunk was not placed in the entrance hall. That's fine. Sure, we'll do a dining room only because it connects here and here. We're going to do the quest bedroom because there's a real possibility that we could get to the antechamber today. Now that, yeah. That is a possibility that actually exists. So, go in here. We could always use more feet because we're burning through feet. We got the metal detector going on. So, key. That works. Okay. And then we'll go here. That would dead end me. This is the only thing that's going to let me get over this room, but it would cost me 6 steps. Is it worth 6 steps to get this room here? I don't believe so. I could be wrong, though. It might be worth the steps. Who knows? Should be better if I had seen the trunk, smashed it, gotten the reroll die, and I just reroll here, but it is what it is. I'm not going to burn the steps on it. I don't know what the code would be. I'm not going to burn time trying to figure out that code today because I don't think I have more information than last time I tried it. I mean, not significantly more information. Although if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes, so it might not be dates. Yeah. Yeah, I'm rethinking the whole if we count small gates clue. We count small gates. We count those. 8 dates. Okay. I'll think about that. But not this second. Okay, back to the entrance hall. Oh, well, I'm here. Duh. I wanted to get the stamp. No, I want to get the stamp under the magnifying glass. That's what I want. Okay, so now we're going to go back this way. Well, here, let me, one moment. I'm going to, one, two, three. Four. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I count 18 small gates. If you count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes, 18. Dates. I think there was 18 small gates in the pictures of the, I'm looking at my screenshots and of the drawing room, and I think there's 18 small gates, like of the smallest gate size. There's like the old man with the cane, and then there's the woman in the big frilly dress, and they both seem to have the very small gates, like equally small gates. As opposed to like there's medium dates and then there's long dates like the horses and baseball players and the striding middle-aged man and so forth, you know. But so if you categorize them as like small, medium, large, I think I counted 18 small gates. Okay, fine. Eight dates. Gates and sounds like gate. I understand that. Dates can be like on the calendar or a food that you eat, or or you go on a date with someone, right? But I can't think of another word that like sounds the same as date. I could just be blanking. Um, dates. Oh, okay. Regardless, okay. Um, I'm not gonna try the boudoir right now. I don't have a solution on that, so we're just gonna return to the hallway. I'm trying to execute on today's plan, such as it is. Maybe go back to the gallery and just beat our heads on over there. I need to be looking for this trunk that I missed. Or maybe it's in a room that I've unlocked, like the foyer that I've yet to step into. Or the chapel I've yet to step into, right? Could be there as well. I will step once into the chapel just to see. So let's... There's no trunk here. Right. Okay. I lose a coin. I don't think there's a trunk here in the chapel. Or coins or keys or anything. I can open a doorway here. I will do the garage in case I need to come back and, well, parlor would let me get over here. I have a car keys. I don't know that I need. I'm gonna waste a coin. I'm gonna get some keys. It's gonna cost me another coin to come back through the. Well, I don't have to come back. Well, no, I can't get through the garage door because it's power's off. But a potential thing we can do. A potential thing I can do is use the car keys and just re-examine the car, make sure there's no other part of the car to open or examine. Right, I'll screenshot, I'll look at this. I will screenshot it. I say that. Okay. And then and go over here. We found an upgrade disc in here sometime previously. Oh, coins and a treasure map. So there will be new items in the boot of the car on different days. That's good to know. Okay, the treasure is here once again. It quite often is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5A, which is right here, which we can't really get to unless we come all the way back around this way, and we don't have a shovel today anyway. But good to know that it's worth opening this boot to get new stuff on different days. That's good to know. Good little discovery. And then we lose one of those coins that we just picked up, but we're still net ahead. I haven't seen the trunk yet. Okay. So then, back to the foundation. I am not seeing a trunk in this foundation. Alrighty. Is there a trunk here that I just completely missed? I don't see it. Alright, so then we'll go the long way around. We'll do reading nook, just because I'm looking for this trunk. We'll do reading nook. No trunk. Oh, there's the trunk. It's there in the library. I was just blind. Ooh, we get the secret garden key, which would be helpful if we could get to this door here, but it depends on how we branch off the foyer, and we'd have to draft the secret garden first. But better to have than to not have. Okay. So then, come back here. Realize I don't know what I'm doing. A 6-letter title for this art piece. It's got a big P. Which would mirror over to like a reversed P. I don't know. Avarice is very often known as greed. Hubris is very often known as pride. E-I-G-H-T. Wow, I really don't know what to do with the gallery puzzle. Gallery puzzle is just beyond me. It's just beyond me. I have not had the option of doing the office or the patio, which is what I wanted to do today. It just hasn't given me those options. I'll do the parlor because I don't want to spend a reroll. Okay. And the parlor puzzle's fun, even if I don't need the gems. The gems are in the only box with the true statement. That's either true or false. The gems are in the only box with a false statement. That is either true or false. One of the other boxes is true. Well, one of the other boxes is true. One of the other boxes is true. If that is true, if this is true, then this cannot be true. The reason being is because if this is true and this is true, right? Well, this says the gems are in the only box with a true statement. So this would imply that there exists only one box with a true statement. So these can't both be true. Okay. If this is false, one of the other boxes is true. If this is false, then here's the problem. If this is false, then neither of the other boxes could be true, so that all three would have to be false. Well, that can't be the case, so this has to be true. So this has to be true, because if this was false, all three boxes would be false, and per the rules of the game, all three boxes can't be false. At least one has to be true. So this can't be false. Ergo, this is true. So if this is true, then this is true, or this is true, but we just said that this can't be true and this true at the same time, because this implies that only one box is true, and that's not the case. There are two true boxes. So this must be the other true box. The gems are in the only box with a false statement, so this has to be the only box with a false statement. So this has to be the box with the gems. Boom, boom. I don't know what the gallery puzzle is about. I can do a logic puzzle. Guessing art names doesn't seem like a fair puzzle to me, but regardless. Just because it's too abstract. It's just too... It's a I don't get it kind of puzzle. Okay. This would close us out. So I'm not guaranteed what I'm going to get through this doorway here, so I want another doorway. So I'm going to redraw. And that was not helpful. I don't want to burn my last redraw. So I'll just do this in case I want to end my day in the planetarium. Who knows? But that does mean that all my hopes are on this one doorway here. I'm not going to step into it at the moment. I don't see the need. We'll come over here. I don't want to lose half my feet. So this, although it's 6 feet, costs less than this. Let's see what this does. We do want an office. We're going to run out of feet before we can get to the antechamber. But we came here because we want to look at this note here. One of these notes. Flight of the Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Major. None of these look like lowercase words. That reveals the wall safe over there. Or the, yeah. This says west. That's the lowercase word that we're looking for. So it's something beside West Bridge. Patio is going to have some lowercase word, and the message would be something beside West Bridge. There's a footbridge. That might be what it's talking about. Okay. If I did the secret garden key and it gave me a secret garden, the problem then is that then I'd have to get over to this doorway, and I only have 7 steps, so that's not likely. So I'm gonna run out of steps, so let's do the thing. I know I'm wasting steps. All right. Ah. Oh, if I do the kitchen, I could eat food and buy steps. Oh, but as soon as I step in, it's gonna end my day. Shit. It's not gonna let me buy the, okay, that was a mistake. Oh well. I needed to I needed to end the day on time, and I managed that by miscalculation. Mount Holly, perplexing inn, 3 puzzle rooms, 5 bedrooms. Total rooms 29. Rank reached 8. Steps taken 75. Items found 7. New rooms 1. We did not solve the puzzle of the gallery. I'll make a note of that. But that was day 32. Thank you for being with me. I'm sorry that I was a bit inefficient today. We'll see you for day 33. Have a good one.